Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, Cabinet colleagues, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, the Honorable Lindsey Grant, the Honorable Vance Amry, the Honorable Ian Patches-Libert, the Honorable Wendy Phipps was chosen to stay in the back. Permanent Secretaries, Mr. Petty, Mr. Hodge, Acting Permanent Secretary, Tom Buchanan, the Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Brandy, the Chief of Fire Services, Mr. Ogaro, I think I saw the Director with responsibility for NEMA, Mr. Samuel, in the back, the Director for Public Works, Mr. Cromwell Williams, the Acting Chief Education Officer, Mr. Darrell Lloyd, other government officials, residents of Sandy Point, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning and welcome. This morning, I haven't come here with a prepared speech. However, I have come here this morning with a sense of pride, a sense of fulfillment, and a sense of gratitude. I come here this morning with a sense of pride because this groundbreaking ceremony signals the start of the construction of the new Sandy Point Police Station. I think it has been for some 25 or so years since the people of Sandy Point have not had a police station to call their own. Indeed, it has been a vexing issue for Sandy Pointers because Sandy Pointers are known to be proud people who like to have their own. Some 25 years or so ago, the former administration took a decision when the police station became no longer conducive to housing the police officers and the fire officers and indeed the courthouse, and began renting premises in Sandy Point. When one looks at the amount of money which has been paid in rent over the years, it has become even more of a vexing issue because indeed the money which has been paid probably paid off for the building which was being rented and could have paid for a brand new police station. The police had to relocate. And when the police was in the first instance relocated, you had fire being there, you had the courthouse being there. The courthouse, from what I've gathered, it became infected with mold, etc. And since then, the courthouse has moved to Date Bay. And persons from Sandy Point who are accustomed to the magistrate court being in Sandy Point now had to journey to Date Bay in order to attend court. The fire services since then moved outside of Sandy Point and into New Guinea. And even since then, the police station has been moved once more. With the second move of the police station, of course, came grumblings within the Sandy Point community that the government has moved to rent again rather than building a police station. However, you have now come to recognize that while this government, this Team Unity administration, took a decision to move the police once more because of the conditions of the former building, that it is only a temporary move as this government is fulfilling yet a next promise in the construction of a brand new police station. What for me though is even more bothersome is that at a time when crime was at an all-time high in this federation and the government needed to address the issues relative to crime, absolutely a scant disregard was being paid to the police officers and the welfare of the police officers. It is not that a police station will solve the issues relative to crime, but if one is to take a comprehensive look at crime and the issues relative to crime, of course, the welfare of police officers must be taken into consideration as part of the solution. One must ensure that the police officers have a home in which they are comfortable doing their work. They must be comfortable. That has to be a critical part of the solution. And that is why this government, in addressing the issue of crime, has taken a comprehensive approach to addressing crime in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have provided the police with equipment. We have provided the police with increases. We have provided the police with new facilities in some cases. And today we continue along that path. When I consider the fact that right next door you have La Valley, which the former administration spent over $200 million on, and to date we have absolutely nothing to show for it. Those monies could have been invested in a brand new police station and in the welfare of the police officers right here in Sandy Point and around the entire Federation. This government has given a commitment to the police. This government has given a commitment to the people of Sandy Point, and we are here to fulfill that commitment to the police and to the people of Sandy Point. And that is why I said this morning that I come here with a sense of pride, because finally the police station is being built and Sandy Point will have its own police station. I said to you that I also come with a sense of fulfillment. I come with a sense of fulfillment because in 2004, the people of Sandy Point elected me as their representative. Since then, over and over again, I have been speaking about the need for a brand new police station here in Sandy Point. Today, that is being fulfilled. And so I come with that sense of fulfillment. I also come, as I said, with a sense of gratitude. I come with a sense of gratitude because the people of Sandy Point could have lost hope. They could have said after 2004, I am not voting for Shawn again because he's in opposition and he's unable to deliver. You did that. In 2010, again, you gave me your vote, you gave me a mandate. And again, you did it in 2015, and today I am able to deliver on the promise of giving the people of Sandy Point a brand new police station. And so I say thanks to you, the people of Sandy Point, for being faithful, for being patient, for waiting for those promises to be delivered, because today that promise is being delivered to the people of Sandy Point. And so I am thankful to you. I am thankful to you for giving me that opportunity to deliver on your behalf. But while I am saying thanks, I must also say thanks to the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, for giving support to this project. I say thanks to the Director of Public Works, because each time I called and I asked him about the construction of the police station in Sandy Point, he was able to give me an update. I say thanks to Mr. Petty, the PS for National Security, because I would have also spoken to Mr. Petty on several different occasions. Today, we have a contractor who's not from Sandy Point, but from the Bastille area. But what I can say to you is that when time came for bids to be delivered for this project, I was given the opportunity to submit names of contractors from Sandy Point to provide a bid for this police station. At the end of the process, none of those contractors emerged as the one to build the police station. But the contractors here from Sandy Point can say that they had the opportunity to provide a bid to build this police station right here in Sandy Point. And so I also want to say thanks to Mr. Skeet, because he has the experience and I know he will do a good job. And I also recognize that you have a number of members of the Contractors Association here giving support to Mr. Skeet, and I want to thank them for coming to give support. Now, there are persons, of course, who have wondered why this particular site, because the fact is, you have become accustomed to a police station in the heart of Sandy Point. And some say it is far removed from the center, the heart of Sandy Point. I said to you though, that in the first instance, the government had to look at land space which was available to build a police station of this size. But more importantly, the physical structure is not where policing takes place. The physical structure is more the administrative arm of the police services. It is where you come basically to make reports. It is where the police will fill out the different forms, do the administrative work, etc. But policing takes place within the communities. And we have seen the police out within the community of Sandy Point doing the policing. And that is what we expect to continue. Even though we are giving them comfortable facilities, we don't expect the police to remain here at the police station instead of going out within the communities, developing relationships with persons and trying to detect and solve crime. This is only the physical infrastructure. When you think about it, in most instances, when you want to police, you don't go to the police station. You pick up your phone and you call the police, and you expect the police to come to you. Not that you go to the police. You go to the police when it is necessary to go there to make a report. If you have a court before the case because you ain't supporting your child or you commit some crime, then of course you're welcome to the facility. But we would hope that with all that we are doing, and we have seen a decrease in the homicides, that we would have less of a need for persons to come here, be it for court or for other matters. So I want persons to get out of their head that the police station has moved, and it has moved to the far end of Sandy Point, and there's something wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, this area is an area designated for commercial development. You already have a number of other businesses being established within the area. And so the police will continue to ensure that a good job is being done in terms of reducing here in Sandy Point and the other areas to be solved by this police station. Again, I want to say thanks to the people of Sandy Point for keeping the faith. I have promised you many things, and if you look around Sandy Point, you would recognize that the things which I've promised, those things are being delivered to you. Today, we're here for the police station. You go over to Romney's ground, the road over there, almost completed. A promise I made to the people of Sandy Point. Because similarly to the situation with the police, the needs of the people of Romney ground were being neglected by the former administration. I recall my days going over Romney's ground, and a busman over there telling me how much mosquitoes over there, no drainage over there, etc. And today that is being addressed. Last year when we had our anniversary celebrations, I walked across the car path. A lady said to me she has to change her curtains too often because of the dust. The car path road almost completed. Downing Street, Ponyard Road almost completed. You're going to the hard court right now. Bleachers, changing rooms, media center being built to accommodate those using the basketball court and the netball court. You go to the new play field, children play area now established there, a brand new tennis courts delivered to the tennis players here in Sandy Point. And just yesterday, one young lady told me they are there morning, noon, and night. The only thing is she works for government, so I wonder which morning, noon, and night that she was referring to, perhaps Saturdays and Sundays. We have built houses, and we continue to build houses right in this area, just across the street in Sandy Point. So I said to you, thank you, because you have waited, and indeed you're reaping the benefits of waiting. To the police officers, I urge you to make the very best use of this brand new police station that you are about to receive. I have looked at the artist's rendition of the building. Indeed, it is looking very good. But what we want to be even more better looking than the building itself is the type of policing, the type of service that will be provided from this facility here in Sandy Point. To all of you, I say thanks for coming. Hopefully, in February of 2020, all of you will be back here for the grand opening of the brand new Sandy Point Police Station. Thank you.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.